Welcome back to the channel, fool. Thanks for tapping in. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Flag videos like this.
Bro, what is this? What?
Spy vessel or ghost ship.
Last Saturday at 4:21, this tried to steal the $18,000 robot to serve our drinks. I eat there with my mom, man. It's in Meadow Fair. That's the neighborhood. That's our neighborhood. They got the camera and his car. Don't be stealing our robots in the neighborhood, man. Thank God the staff stopped his.
The hell? What was his plan?
Hi everyone, I'm Illuminati. I'm here, 小红书. Wow!
Elon is your baby daddy.
Y'all done lost y'all. No, hey, if you put your hands on me, Venom, we gonna have a problem. You shut the fuck up, talk to me. You cannot have this many people.
They waiting on the train.
You cannot.
They showed up.
You
These just regular people that just got off the train.
excuse me.
He's just playing so hard. Goers.
You cannot have this many people
How many people?
on my platform. It is a hazard. Shut this down before I have the people come and take this.
20 more minutes. Just 20 more minutes.
Bam. I ain't gonna say it but one more time. They calling my booth. They talking to me. Get out my face, Bam.
He came in like a drunk uncle checking up on his sister's house.
I don't know if you guys can tell, but the sky in Florida right now is so purple. Like the whole sky is just purple, dude. Look at this. That is so cool. Wow.
In time to Google purple sky meaning. Them brick walls are weak as
I got a buddy who's worth $1 trillion. Let's just put it that way. I won't say his name or anything. And literally, he has built his whole house. There's a lab in his house. He literally has the best scientists in the world in there trying to figure out how to make him live to 150. Because guess what? When you have $1 trillion, you don't want to. You want to live forever. And he's trying to make it happen.
And I know people worth $100 with labs in the house. Out there seasoning everything but the chicken.
I done seen Future float.
Float?
Future floats.
Like how like David Blaine like one leg up, one leg down type like actually float.
No, this is no bull. Future one day was in the studio. Future told me like, Nuke, write a script. We want to do a movie, and he was gonna do it with Big Bang Black, and he was pressing me about writing a movie, and I finally wrote the movie. About a month later, and we went back to the studio, and I'm like, Future, I got the script ready, and whatever he was on, dude was like floating. I'm like, God damn, it's floating. It's like, yo, it was just like floating around, like he was there but wasn't there. Very slow, same pace, floating. And that was weird. Be a young boy in the studio with him. Got a monkey going all the way around. It's like 50 in the studio with him, all his young. And, you know, he's got a monkey. The monkey is just jump on you. Just jump right here. jump right here. The monkey jump here. It's like, we're trying to roll up weed, bro. We're trying to smoke and chill. And I'm the only one that said something. Like, yo, young, my baby, what's up with the monkey? Like I would say some, told Usher, you need some new Usher? Like, Usher, you need, like, you need, you look like he's crazy.
What kind of sorcery is that? Smokologist at work.
The American people are ready to receive the truth.
Humanity is not the only intelligence in the universe.
Humanity is not the only intelligent species.
We are absolutely not alone.
Non-human intelligence exists.
UAPs are real, they're here, and they're not. I spent 25 years as a senior official with the CIA.
I've worked on highly classified UAP programs.
28 years as an astrophysicist.
I served as the 4th Director of National Intelligence.
Director of Aviation Security in the National Security Council.
A 1-star admiral after 32 years of service.
People that come forward with this, I feel like they've taken their life in their own hands.
I have seen with my own eyes non-human craft and non-human beings.
Are you prepared?
Look what's happened in the last 23 years. A disgrace. I personally investigated the Oklahoma City bombing case. Huge cover-up. Jack Kennedy's assassination, huge cover-up. Bobby Kennedy's assassination, huge cover-up. World Trade Center, huge cover-up. Okay. Terrorism. They're using it as an excuse to take away our constitutional rights and our civil liberties. The Bilderbergs, the Illuminati, Bilderberg, New World Order, globalists are the element behind this. It dovetails into the satanic movement, and this movement has infiltrated into our intelligence community, the once great FBI and the CIA.
And the elites are playing the same game again.
Yeah, so that day my friend and I went to the boardwalk. It was raining and the energy felt kind of off. But the reason I know nobody was on there, it's because I gave this to the employee. He held it for me. And when I got off, I had to go back there to grab it from him. And nobody got off the back to exit through the front. So that's how I know. It was creepy.
Someone died on that ride? Not the white dress. They just needed one more girl to push the car.
When you think about the last month, we've had the drones, United Healthcare, all these planes.
I literally can't get Sam Tripoli out of my head now when he talked about
smart cities and how he doesn't want anyone to travel.
Well, and there's all these plane crashes.
That's what he's saying. And it totally makes sense now. Where it's like, we're getting scared to fly now because all this stuff is happening.
Did you see 2 people were just found?
JetBlue.
What, were they hanging onto the wheels or something?
They're in the landing gear.
Why?
We don't know.
Weird.
That's a weird
There was
accident.
a flight from New York to Florida,
Yeah.
and they were found when they landed. They went to like survey or whatever. Like, oh, there's 2 unalived people.
Now, how
in the
Were they
landing gear.
dead before they got there?
Oh, yeah.
So they were stashed.
I mean,
They're stowed away.
Oh.
Were they workers? What was it?
I don't know.
Civilian? Yeah, I guess it
We
depends
don't
on
know
who
yet.
they are, but it's like, I assume just workers. But I'm
Hopefully
like,
we'll find out
that's
soon.
not an accident.
Something is cooking.
Hell. Not today, boy. Not today. God damn. Good luck. This guy says, not today. Not today, boy. Not today, boy. God damn, dude. You got the zip ties, the cables, You got dude. the cables?
And they're not playing around, boy.
I'm thirsty.
And I'm sure parents are proud.
¡Qué desgraça! ¡Qué desgraça! Misericórdia! Meu Deus!
Don't ask me why he ate.
These walks for cures and all these fundraisers for cures, it's just, I mean, where's the money going? What are they doing?
Well, I really don't know, but if they'd come to me for 50 cents, we can cure them. University of Toronto, University of Florida, they not only say that vitamin D terminates cancer, they film and show you why. You see, all chromosomes, which are the biological basis to reproduce body parts, all chromosomes are end cap what we call a telomere. It's like the end of a shoelace. It's hard and it protects the shoelace.
Right.
Well, every time the DNA replicates, a little piece of the telomere breaks off, and finally, after a few hundred replications, the telomere's gone and we die.
Okay.
Now, with cancer, the telomere is immortal, never breaks down, and that's why cancer is so prolific.
Okay.
But the University of Toronto, University of Florida discovered that with 15,000 IU of vitamin D, 50 cents, the telomere disintegrates in a few hours, and they film it. When the telomere's gone, a few hours later, the cancer's dead.
That's
So they can
unbelievable.
film and show you how vitamin D terminates cancer, but why is it that no one knows?
Cheap and worth a try. And who's convinced?
Stands for District of Columbia. So our country is ruled by the District of Columbia. Well, who's Columbia? Well, we walk over there to the Capitol building, and there's Columbia perched on top. Well, we walked into the Capitol building, and there's the original sculpture that the one on the roof was made from, right there. And we go into this is in the visitor center. We go into the movie theater place there, where they give you a little movie on the history of the making of the Capitol building. And it starts off by calling it the Temple of Liberty. And I turned to my wife and said, Temple? Temples are for gods. Right? What God? Well, we just passed her in the hallway. Who is she? Who is Columbia? She is known as the Queen of Heaven. All throughout the scriptures, all throughout ancient history, throughout many cultures, she has many names. Semiramis being one of them. Ishtar, from which we get Easter. Isis, Columbia, Liberty, Diana, Venus. These are just a few of her names. Just like Nimrod, she's the wife of Nimrod, Semiramis. Cush had a daughter named Semiramis, whom he later married, his own daughter, and produced Nimrod. Okay, so that means that Semiramis is Nimrod's half-sister and mother. And then Nimrod turns around and marries Semiramis. So now his wife is also his half-sister and mother.
And are we all ruled by those gods in the shadows?
So this building is where the devil lives. You don't believe me? It's a black building, black windows, and it's the Pfizer building. Anyway, if we look here, it would look like it's inhabited all the way up, but it's actually only inhabited to about here. This is just a brick wall covered by a black window facade to look like it's bigger and more successful than it actually is. This is the last inhabitable floor right there. Everything else is a broken down, ugly, two-tone brick wall.
If someone been in there, leave a comment.
In this very book, he says that Freemasonry is based almost totally on the Kabbalah.
Yes.
Jewish magic.
Yes.
And many Jewish rabbis have admitted this, and they say that in all of the rituals of Freemasonry, you will find the Kabbalah, the system of magic of the Jews. For example, the 30th degree of Freemasonry is the Knights of Kadosh.
Yes.
And it involves skulls and black robes and a knight laying in a coffin speaking from the dead.
Yes.
And all of this turning to the god of the underworld, the gods of the underworld, is all related to Jewish Kabbalah because they believe in necromancy, communication with the dead. And they believe that in the last days, a Kabbalistic master will come upon the earth, and there will be a Jewish utopia, a new world order of the Jews, but they must go along with what are called the Noahide laws and be good Gentiles and go along with Kabbalah. And if they recognize that the Holy Spirit is the serpent. And by the way, that's also taught in the 32nd degree of Freemasonry, the serpent is the Holy Spirit.
Right.
And he is going to encircle the earth.
And we need part 2.
Look at them. Look at them. What the bro? Oh my God.
Subway surfer for real.
That's not funny because them little dying like that.
Hey, look, they stopped the train.
Oh, they hijacked the train. Yeah. Yo, what's up with these? Bro, they bored like they really that bored. Them, right? They driving the train. Nah, I ain't posting this. I ain't riding. But they hijacked the train.
And he drive right now. He official. Word of my life.
Yo.
And the train start.
Who's the captain? Where's the captain? Where's the empty?
Oh, look at the little train. Look, they that stole the train, bro.
Yo, they that stole the train. Look, he's like 4 feet, bro. Nah.
And where's the Captain Black Sparrow?
Bruh. Hey! Yo! Yeah! Yo! Yo! Let's go! Trump 2024, bro! Let's go! Trump's back! Yeah!
It's always something.
I was sitting here working, and I just started hearing this eerie sound. I can't even explain it, but it just got super quiet. This fog rolled in from nowhere. I mean, literally 10 minutes ago, less than 10 minutes ago, I could see clear out to the water. But then I hear this crazy eerie sound, and I look over to the right-hand side. And if you can see within this fog right there, there's like a ghost ship that pulled in, man. It's freaking me out. Totally freaking me out.
And the fog is still out there, but nobody talks about it. Rookie Karen versus veteran Karen.
Took a photo, and it looks like they very clearly caught what is a ghost caught on camera.
About being at the hotel and like pans from her friend on the bed to the cooler where they had drinks, and you see a little ghost girl there. That's what Madison said. So I was expecting for it to pan and for us to see like just like the glimpse of a little girl.
Right.
This girl is sprinting her ass off, horror movie style across the screen.
Girls trip, most haunted hotel in America, and my nightstand on the creepy door is my eyes shut. So early bedtime looking for ghosts.
It's of her hair. You can see that she's wearing a white dress. I also this morning, of course, I was showing my hairdresser. I went frame by frame. You can see her shadow on the wall.
Oh, that gave me chills.
Like right before she enters frame, you see her shadow on the wall first.
Oh my God.
And why would a ghost cast a shadow? Just saying.
I actually had tested Roundup and Roundup Plus from Home Depot. I took it to a lab, and I wanted to know, is there any venoms in any of these? 7 venoms from different snakes and cone snails are in Roundup. Roundup Plus had 11. They are using venoms all over the world. As you eat the venom, you're going to develop cancer. Why? Glyphosate either is synthetic venom. If you want to be conspiratorial, go ahead. Monsanto owns, in their own claims, look it up. They have, on the research studies, Monsanto owns the largest patent library of venoms used as insecticides. Go ahead, wrap your head around this. Why would they be studying so much venom and own patents on venom and then sell Monsanto's glyphosate to the whole world and never tell you that it's actually synthetic venom?
It's called depopulation without you even knowing.
I saw this Gordon Ramsay post on Instagram and immediately knew something felt off because he's not actually at an airport. And I know that because if he was, it would have to be one of these 3 airports. But none of the mountains in the back of these airports are the same. And well, Gordon, I found you. With these pixels that resembled a fence, these mountains, and this arid landscape, there's only one option. Area 51, with a perfect match. Gordon, you can't hide.
What could bro possibly be cooking there? Only in Dubai.
You object to the room or you object to being the crackhead?
To being a crackhead.
Thank you. Okay, I didn't think you are now. You used to be, maybe?
Never. Never.
Maybe a little bit at a time?
Never. Never.
One rock?
Never.
Half?
Tried it one time.
Ah, you are half. I knew I had something going on. I can smell it. I can smell it. Anybody coming here having used crack, I can smell it. I smell a little crack in you.
Can't lie to a man that did it.
No me quiero bajar.
Más tarde. Ahorita no.
Oye, ¿verdad?
Ah, yo no sé.
Quiero ver cómo se lo mete todo.
No, este comiendo, que lo vea este que está comiendo, mira que bicho. Ya lo vio, ya lo vio. Mira cómo lo veo. Puta, qué asco, mira cómo lo mira. Mira y sigue comiendo. Yo quiero ¿cómo será esa? No, mucha hambre.
Ay, que venga y se limpia la.
Ay, no sea ordinario.
Pues vamos a darle una vuelta y no sea ordinario ahí.
Oye, loco, no puedo, loco.
Tell me it's a brownie.
Remember my mother and father recording the rituals.
Did your mom force you to eat Sam?
Yes. That was my consequence for not sacrificing Sam. And it wasn't the first time I was fed human flesh. I think there was connections, the black web, dark web.
How much do you remember about the very first ritual that you witnessed?
I remember my mother taking a pliers, or what looked like a pliers. It was an instrument It went like that, and she was torturing a baby.
And we gotta save the children. And you can't tell me he wasn't slick.
So this is definitely a cool, weird situation. Tell me what you think. I get to work this morning and I'm driving through, and in the back of the cemetery, we've got this field that's empty, and right out there in the middle, right in the middle, I see this. They were piled up just like that. They're not tied together, hot glued, nothing. They weren't scattered, piled exactly like that. The cool part of this is these pine cones are massive. They're like, it's like a Nerf football. I've never seen pine cones this big. And the weird part is, what the are they doing out there piled up like that? There's no footprints walking out to it. Well, the ground's solid, they wouldn't push in, but I mean, yeah, definitely cool, weird. Like, what the is going on?
Bro, just put it back. He knew he was the last bong he would have in a long time.
Banana to days. Wild banana. Lemon to days. Wild lemon. Cucumber to days. Wild cucumber. Carrot to days. Wild carrot. Avocado to days. Wild avocado. Strawberry to days. Wild strawberry. Eggplant to days. Wild eggplant.
And they took all the seeds away, but why? He looks like he's always sorry.
Ever heard of the term Diocene? Diocene aura classes. As a conspiracy parapsychology, I just got my first real pair, basically illegally off the internet. So unless you are advanced in paranormal, unless you are advanced in research, unless you know what you're doing. Do not just go and buy items hoping that they're like give you access to like different realms and stuff like that, because if you're not ready for it, you're not ready for it. But before I get into it, I wanted to make sure that everybody understands the definition of what I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to put it up here just so you guys can get a little bit of background. They started with using them in the World War II. A scientist named Walter Kindler, I wanted to make sure I said that right, he invented this substance called diazine. So technically the glasses themselves are made with a chemical that is produced and then put into the glass themselves. This formula chemical is no longer allowed in the USA. It's banned. Now why is it banned? So I had to get my hands on it. If you want to look into the history of this, it's kind of not hard to find, but it is harder to find the realistic gist of it, because they don't, just like the LSD experiments, they don't really want us to know exactly what was going on. They want us to just kind of like live in the dark a little bit. But eventually they got banned because they were used so hopefully that they could see, they were basically using this as a neurological weapon to be able to either see into the future, see things way ahead of time, or see things that weren't technically there so they could get ahead and be against the party that they were going against. Well, half these people ended up going absolutely crazy, and they ended up seeing outside realms. They ended up seeing auras. They also saw UFOs, and eventually some of them, whether they were mixing with the LSD treatments or not, they ended up seeing demons and ghosts, and some of them ended up having schizophrenia and so some real crazy occurred.
And I'm tempted to try.
Now here is Mr. Wiley Brooks, who stopped eating 17 years ago, claiming that all the elements we need to survive are in the air and an occasional glass of fruit juice. This is called breatharianism, and if it sounds hard to swallow, we're going to find out now from the man who knows. Would you please welcome Mr. Wiley Brooks? Here he is. Wiley, welcome to our show.
Thank you.
I want to ask you something. You haven't eaten for 17 years. You have not had a sandwich, a hamburger, hot dog, pretzel, a piece of roast beef, fish, vegetables, nothing for 17 years.
Right. Well, let me explain what breatharianism is first, if I might. Breatharianism
But you haven't eaten for 17 years,
right,
as we know it.
Right. I don't eat, yes. Breatharianism is a philosophy that believes that the human body, when it's in perfect harmony with itself and nature, is a perfect breatharian. Now, all of the constituents that we need is taken from the air we breathe. And the fact is, there is only one thing that keeps the human body alive, and that is breathing. The food that we take is the same as any other thing we take into the body, as it becomes a habit. In other words, eating is an acquired habit, just like drinking alcohol or smoking cigarettes.
Mm-hmm. Well, does that mean that when a baby is born, you don't have to give it anything to eat, no milk or anything?
No, that would only work if the mother was a breatharian. Because we don't come into the world as breatharians from mothers that are breatharian, before we even get started, our blood is poisoned. You see, we already start at a disadvantage when we're born. So because of that, a person needs to be an adult, and that's why I don't even lecture people who are young about being a breatharian. First, you must kick the habit of eating. You see, we've done... Yes, that's right.
How did you kick it?
Yes. Well, in my case, I had a real good reason for wanting to do it, and that's the reason, that is the thing that will help anyone.
You go to a bad restaurant every night, that'll do it, wouldn't it?
That helps too, right. But my main reason was that I was getting old, you know, and I was, my hair was falling out, and my father bald very early, and of course the answer was that it's hereditary. And I hear that all the time. Every time a person stumps his toe, it's hereditary, you see. But I didn't accept that. So I did not want to get old. I was 28 at the time, and I'm almost 50 now. Well, 46. So, and I decided...
Let me tell you how you're killing me, say, and would you believe, Tom, I'm 97 years old. I said, holy cow, look at this guy, this is unbelievable, you know?
Well, I like to say that sometimes, but the feeling is, and what I found to be an important thing to inspire people to look into this, is the fact that all of the things we've heard about, we must get old, and we must get weak. And I think I heard when I was a younger person that a man is twice a child and once a man. And that is not the case. When a person gets older and wiser, he should get younger. He should not die in an unhealthy body. And this is very important. The issue here is not whether I want to die early, whether I will live a long time or not, and that comes up all the time. But the quality of life that I live is the most important thing. And there is no way of having perfect health or perfect happiness without having perfect health. So,
do you breathe, do a lot of deep breathing and things to get the whatever is in the air that's good for you into your system?
No, I don't have to do that. And one of the reasons why I was insistent on finding out how the body worked is because I had always heard that the human body was created by the Creator in perfection. And obviously, if something is created perfect, there's nothing you can do to it but make it less perfect. And that's exactly what man has done. The body was created perfect. It needed nothing but the breath of life which comes from the creative source, God or universal intelligence or whatever name you want to put on it. In that state, man was perfect, and all that we have done to it is that we have taken it from that perfect state to a lower point of consciousness. And that is why our environments and everything that is in our lives are where they are because of the quality of our blood.
You live in Boulder, Colorado.
Yes, that's true.
They have nice air there, you know what I mean?
Yes, that's right.
What if you live, forgive me, now this is a great city I'm going to mention.
Yes,
but what if you live in Secaucus, New Jersey? You know, I mean...
It would be a problem.
Oh, what?
I think it would. Now, maybe I'm not right. I shouldn't say that so directly because I'm not too sure about Secaucus. But I know there are a lot of industrial plants in Jersey, right?
Yes, sir.
And that would be a problem. And that is one of the major problems. But clearing up the problem does not happen by trying to do it from the outside. It must be done from the inside. Man's environment is the direct representation or the reflection of what man is himself. So actually to clear up our environment is necessary to clear up the blood of the people. You see, a breatharian is probably more concerned with the air than a person who's eating everything.
How many breatharians are there in this country, would you say?
I don't know of that many. I know of several people that have, for instance, there was a young lady who stopped eating when she was 9 years old and she didn't eat anything for 10 years. And there are other people that are at varying degrees of breatharianism, you see. So there's another thing that's...
I've got to ask you this one on the air. And you're asked it all the time.
Right.
We read that the hunger strikers in Belfast died.
Right.
You're living. What's the difference? What's the difference?
The difference is, very importantly, they wanted to die. And I get this in my lectures all the time, and people do not realize there is a big difference in a man stopping to eat who's trying to kill himself and a person who's not eating because he's trying to improve his health. You see? That is the difference. Health is the thing here. Breatharianism just happens to be a word that seems to be new, but it's been around as long as man has been here. But man has a choice of eating or not eating. I am not against eating, and one of the things I'd like to point out right away is I don't recommend fasting. Now, I know everybody thinks they should run out and stop eating, and I don't recommend that, because that is not the way to do it. The body has to adjust gradually and retrace itself back to the original state of health, which was breatharianism.
That's the way I view it. I figure in 25 or 30 years I'll, make the adjustment to where I... Do you ever... I guess you don't get hungry anymore.
No,
when you walk on the streets and smell things being cooked, you
doesn't mean a thing, and I can tell you why. It's very simple. If we have an automobile, we have a gauge on it that says empty and full. If the automobile is full of gas, is there any need to put any more in it?
No.
So the meter says full. Same thing with me.
Your meter's full.
The appetite says one thing. That's right. The appetite says one thing. Your body is lacking energy to keep it balanced properly. Now, when you have satisfied that balance in your system by whatever method you might use, the body has no appetite. So there's no reason to eat.
I don't have a lot of time here, but what happens when somebody invites you out to dinner? No, I mean, eating is a social thing, too. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Tom, I'd like to point out here that is the most difficult thing about becoming a breatharian. It is, because not only is it, it's hard for a person to go out and do that, from my side, but even when I learned to cope with that, I found that I still had difficulty because everybody who knew me would feel guilty about eating all the time.
And they shouldn't, because you're fine.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you for being with us tonight, Wiley.
My pleasure.
Keep going.
With what they put in the air nowadays, I ain't sure about that. And that's a wrap on this episode, fool. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to hit and smash the like button for me, smash the subscribe button, be part of the family. Remember, stay woke, and I'll catch you next time.